My hands trembled as I stared at my resignation letter, tears blurring the carefully typed words. After 5 years of dedication, countless late nights, and sacrificed weekends, this was how it would end. Me walking into Bennett's office, broken and defeated. I'm Jordan, and until today I thought I was living my dream as a senior project manager at Graham Technologies. That illusion shattered when I opened my email this morning. "Come in," Bennett's voice boomed through the door. I wiped my eyes, straightened my blazer, and stepped into his corner office. "Ah, Jordan. I was expecting you." He didn't look up from his computer, his fingers tapping methodically on the keyboard. "I assume you received my email?" "You can't do this," I said, my voice shakier than I intended. "Those documents were obtained illegally." Finally, he looked up, a small smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "Were they? That's not what Skylar tells me." My stomach dropped. Skylar. Of course. My supposed friend and colleague had been feeding him information all along. "I trusted you," I managed to say. "I gave everything to this company. And now you'll give a little more." Bennett stood, walking to his window. "Your father's medical debt, your sister's college fund. It would be a shame if the board discovered how you've been manipulating company resources." "That's a lie, and you know it." "Truth is relative, Jordan. Ask yourself, who would they believe? The CEO who built this company from nothing, or the desperate daughter of a sick man?" I gripped the resignation letter tighter, crumpling it. "What do you want?" "The Morrison contract. I need you to take the fall for the discrepancies in the numbers. A simple accounting error on your part. Nothing criminal, just incompetence." "You're asking me to throw away my career." "I'm offering you a choice. Your career or your family's future. You have until tomorrow morning to decide." I turned to leave, dignity in tatters, when something caught my eye. A manila folder on his desk, partially hidden under others, labelled Contingency Plan. "Think carefully, Jordan," Bennett called after me as I fled his office. In the bathroom, I splashed cold water on my face, my mind racing. Through the mirror, I saw Amelia enter, her face etched with concern. "I saw you running from Bennett's office. Are you okay?" I shook my head, recounting everything through hiccuped breaths. "That bastard," Amelia whispered, pulling me into a hug. "But Jordan, what if we could fight back?" I looked at her, confused. "I work in IT, remember? And I've seen things. Weird transfers, deleted files, suspicious patterns. What if Bennett's not as untouchable as he thinks?" "Amelia, he'll destroy everything I've worked for." "Not if we destroy him first." She pulled out her phone, showing me a series of screenshots. "I've been collecting evidence. That folder you saw? I bet it's not the only thing he's hiding." For the first time that day, I felt something other than despair. A spark of something dangerous and exhilarating. "Tell me more," I said, wiping away the last of my tears. The cold metal of the file cabinet sent shivers through my fingers as I carefully pulled it open. 3 a.m., and the office was eerily quiet except for Amelia's fingers flying across her keyboard at the security desk. "How much longer?" I whispered into my earpiece. 2 minutes until the security cameras loop back. Make it count." My heart pounded as I rifled through the folders in Bennett's private cabinet. The lock had been surprisingly easy to pick, a skill I never thought I'd learn from a YouTube video. "Got it!" I pulled out the contingency plan folder, hands shaking as I photographed each page with my phone. "Jordan, movement in the hallway!" Amelia's urgent voice crackled in my ear. "Hide!" I shoved the folder back and ducked behind Bennett's desk just as the door handle turned. Light spilled into the office and I held my breath. "Hello?" It was Harrison, the night security guard. "Anyone here?" "Harrison!" Amelia's voice echoed from down the hall. "Can you help me with something? The printer's acting up again." Their footsteps faded and I exhaled. Slipping out of the office, I speed-walked to the IT room, where Amelia had set up our base of operations. "That was too close," I said, collapsing into a chair. Amelia spun around in her seat. "But worth it. Look what I found while you were in there." She pointed to her screen, showing a series of emails. "Bennett's been cooking the books for years. The Morrison contract, just the tip of the iceberg. Show me everything. As Amelia scrolled through document after document, my phone buzzed. Bennett's name flashed on the screen. Answer it, Amelia mouthed, already recording. Hello? I kept my voice steady. Enjoying your late-night activities, Jordan? Bennett's tone was ice cold. My blood froze. I'm at home, trying to sleep. Really? Then why did my security system just alert me to movement in my office? He paused. I warned you about making enemies of the wrong people. Like you did with your daughter. The words slipped out before I could stop them. Silence crackled over the line. What do you know about Addison? Enough to know she's not the only person you've threatened and betrayed. Listen carefully. His voice dropped to a dangerous whisper. You have no idea what you're getting into. Back off now, or what happens next is on you. The line went dead. Amelia stared at me, wide-eyed. What was that about his daughter? I pulled up an article on my phone. Addison Graham. She tried to expose some of Bennett's dealings 3 years ago. He had her blacklisted from every major company in the industry. His own daughter. We need to find her, Amelia said, already typing. She could help us. No, I shook my head. We need to be smarter than that. Bennett's expecting us to make obvious moves. Then what's our play? I smiled, thinking of the documents I'd photographed. We let him think he's winning. Meanwhile, we follow the money. Every corrupt empire has a weak foundation. We just need to find his. My phone buzzed again, an email from an anonymous address. Additional insurance. Attached was a video file. Amelia and I exchanged looks. Sometimes the best weapons come from unexpected allies. The video played on Amelia's monitor, casting a blue glow across our faces. My jaw dropped as I watched Bennett shake hands with a man I recognized from recent news headlines, a CEO who'd just been indicted for insider trading. Holy shit, Amelia whispered. This meeting was 3 days before the FBI raid. Can you clean up the audio? She adjusted some settings and Bennett's voice came through clearly. The offshore accounts are set up. No one will trace it back to us. A knock at the door made us both jump. Skylar stood in the doorway, arms crossed. Working late? Her eyes narrowed at our guilty expressions. Just catching up on some reports, I said, as Amelia casually minimized the video window. Funny because Bennett just called me, asked me to keep an eye on you. Skylar stepped closer. He thinks you're up to something. And are you? I stood up, matching her stance. Going to report back to him like a good little spy? Something flickered across her face. Hurt, maybe regret. You don't understand. He has dirt on everyone. Then help us take him down, I said. You've seen what he's capable of. I can't. Skylar glanced at the security camera in the corner. Just watch your back, Jordan, and check your desk drawer tomorrow. She left, her heels clicking down the hallway. Can we trust her? Amelia asked. No, but we can use this. I pulled out my phone, showing her a text from Julia, my friend in the DA's office. Remember that whistleblower hotline you mentioned? Julia says they're already building a case against Bennett. Perfect timing. Amelia turned back to her computer. Because look what I found in his private server. Documents filled the screen, wire transfers, shell companies, and a familiar name that made my heart stop. That's my father's medical center, I said, leaning closer. Bennett's been laundering money through patient accounts. Including your dad's. Amelia's voice was gentle. He didn't just threaten you with your father's debt. He helped create it. My hands clenched into fists. Send everything to Julia, but first make copies. Already done. But Jordan? Amelia hesitated. There's something else. These transactions, they're all signed off by someone named Harrison Scott. Harrison? Our Harrison? The kind security guard who'd been here for 20 years who always saved me coffee in the morning. He's Bennett's inside man, has been for years. My phone buzzed. Another anonymous email, this time with a single line. Meet me at Riverside Park, 7 a.m. tomorrow. Come alone. It's a trap, Amelia said immediately. Maybe. Or maybe it's someone else Bennett's hurt. I gathered my things. Either way, I need to know. At least let me set up surveillance. No, If it is who I think it is, we need their trust. Amelia grabbed my arm. Just promise me you'll be careful. Bennett's not the only one with contingency plans. I hugged her, thinking of the video, the documents, Harrison's betrayal. That's exactly what I'm counting on. Walking to my car, I noticed a figure watching from Bennett's office window. Even in the darkness, I could feel his eyes on me. Let him watch, I thought. The game was just beginning. My phone buzzed one last time. Looking forward to meeting you, Jordan. A. Riverside Park was deserted at 7 a.m., except for a woman sitting on a bench, her blonde hair catching the morning sun. As I got closer, I recognized her from the photos I'd seen online. Addison! She turned, Bennett's eyes staring back at me from a younger face. Sit down, Jordan. We don't have much time. I sat, keeping some distance between us. You sent the video? And the emails. I've been watching you. She pulled out a laptop. Dad thinks he buried everything, but I've been collecting evidence for years. Look. The screen showed a complex web of transactions, each leading back to Bennett's private accounts. These are all the companies he's destroyed, the people he's ruined, including me. Why help me now? Because you're different. You have something I didn't, allies. And, she hesitated, I saw what he did to your father's medical bills. My phone buzzed. Amelia. Emergency. Check your email now. What is it? Addison asked, seeing my expression change. I showed her the email from Julia. FBI raiding office in 1 hour. Get out now. He knows, Addison said, slamming her laptop shut. We need to move. We rushed to my car just as my phone rang. Skylar. Bennett called an emergency meeting, she said, breathless. He's destroying files. Harrison's helping him. Can you stall them? Already on it. But Jordan, he's going after your father next. Something about accelerating payments. My blood ran cold. Amelia, are you hearing this? Already hacking his phone, Amelia's voice came through. But I need access to his personal computer to stop whatever he's planning. I can help with that, Addison said. I still have his passwords. We screeched into the parking lot just as employees started arriving. Through the lobby windows, I could see Bennett and Harrison in his office, feeding documents into a shredder. Back entrance, Addison commanded. I still have my old keycard. We slipped in through the service door, taking the stairs to avoid security cameras. On the executive floor, Skylar met us. Conference room's clear. I've got the board distracted with fake budget reports. Addison's fingers flew across Bennett's keyboard while Amelia guided her through the phone. Got it! Addison exclaimed, transferring everything to secure servers now. Footsteps approached. Harrison's voice. Sir, something's wrong with the network. Then fix it, Bennett shouted. Almost done, Addison whispered, sweat beading on her forehead. The door handle turned. Hide, I hissed, diving behind a filing cabinet. Bennett burst in, freezing at the sight of his daughter at his desk. Hello, Dad, Addison said calmly, pressing one final key. Missing something? His face contorted with rage. You little FBI! Everyone stay where you are! Agents flooded the office. Bennett lunged for his computer, but Skylar appeared, blocking his path. Sir, step away from the desk, an agent ordered. As they led Bennett away in handcuffs, he locked eyes with me. This isn't over, Jordan. Actually, I held up my phone, showing him the video of his illegal meeting. It is. My phone buzzed again. A text from Julia. Got him. But there's something else you need to see. Meet me at my office. I looked at Addison, who nodded grimly. Go. This was just phase 1. Julia's office was a maze of case files and coffee cups. She closed the door behind me, checking twice to make sure it was locked. You're not going to like this, she said, sliding a folder across her desk. Bennett made a deal. What kind of deal? The kind where he walks away with a slap on the wrist if he gives up bigger fish. She tapped the folder. Names that would make the FBI's insider trading case look like a parking ticket. I flipped through the pages, my stomach turning. These are board members from every major tech company in the city. And your friend Harrison? Already talking. Says you and Addison planted evidence. My phone lit up. Amelia. Urgent. Office computers being wiped remotely. He's still got control, I realized. Even from jail. Julia nodded grimly. Bennett's lawyer is pushing for house arrest pending cooperation. He could be out by tonight. Another text flashed. This one from Skylar. Board emergency meeting in progress. They're voting to appoint Bennett's successor. Who? I typed back. The response made my blood run cold. Harrison. We need to move fast, I told Julia. Bennett's not giving up names to save himself. He's protecting his network so they can destroy evidence. Jordan, Julia hesitated. There's something else. Your father's medical records? They're gone. Every trace of Bennett's involvement erased. The room spun. Everything we'd worked for disappearing in minutes. My phone rang. Addison. Turn on the news, she said without preamble. Julia flipped on her office TV. A reporter stood outside our office building. Breaking news. Whistleblower claims of corporate fraud appear to be fabricated. Sources suggest disgruntled employees attempted to frame CEO. They're spinning it, Addison said. Dad's lawyers are good. A text from Amelia. Found something. Meet at the usual place. Bring Addison. I have to go, I told Julia. Jordan, wait. She grabbed my arm. Whatever you're planning, be careful. Bennett's not just fighting for his freedom anymore. He's fighting for his legacy. The cafe where we met was crowded enough to hide our conversation. Amelia opened her laptop, showing us lines of code. The wiped files. They're not gone. They're being transferred. She pointed to an address. To servers registered to Harrison's private estate. The one place we can't get a warrant for, Julia added, joining us. We don't need a warrant, Addison said quietly. I've been there. For parties, gatherings. I know the layout. No, I said immediately. It's too dangerous. It's our only shot, Amelia argued. Harrison's hosting a charity gala tonight. Half the tech world will be there. Including the board members Bennett named, Julia added. Perfect cover for destroying evidence. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Ready for the real game to begin? B. I looked at each face around the table. Amelia's determination, Addison's quiet strength, Julia's concern, and thought about my father still fighting in the hospital. We'll need help, I said finally. Already covered. Skylar's voice came from behind me. She sat down, sliding a security badge across the table. Consider this my resignation letter. One shot, Amelia warned. If we mess this up, we won't, I said, picking up the badge, because this time we're not just exposing them. We're taking everything. Addison finished, a dangerous glint in her eye. Harrison's mansion glittered with party lights as I adjusted my evening gown, trying to look natural among Silicon Valley's elite. Amelia's voice crackled in my hidden earpiece. Security system bypassed. You have 20 minutes before the backup kicks in. I smiled at the doorman, flashing Skylar's borrowed credentials. Inside, classical music mixed with the murmur of expensive conversations. Target spotted, Addison whispered through the earpiece. Harrison's heading to his study, 3rd floor, east wing. I wove through the crowd, champagne glass in hand, nodding at familiar faces who probably wouldn't be smiling if they knew what we were about to do. Jordan. Harrison's voice stopped me at the bottom of the stairs. I didn't expect to see you here. Harrison. Lovely party. I raised my glass. Though I'm surprised you're celebrating, given everything that's happened. Oh, but I am celebrating. His smile didn't reach his eyes. Bennett made a full recovery. House arrest suits him, and soon all this unpleasantness will be behind us. All of it? I stepped closer. Even the offshore accounts? His expression flickered. Careful, Jordan. You're not the only one who can play games. Speaking of games, Skylar's voice cut in smoothly as she appeared beside me. Harrison, the board members are asking for you in the main hall. He hesitated, then nodded. We'll finish this conversation later. The moment he left, I slipped upstairs. Addison met me in the hallway. Amelia's in position. Dad's watching through the security cameras just like we planned. I reached the study door, swiping Skylar's card. Inside, a massive desktop hummed. USB in, I whispered, plugging in Amelia's device. How long? 5 minutes to copy everything, Amelia replied. But Jordan, Someone else is accessing the system right now. The screen flashed, files opening on their own. It's Dad, Addison said. He's deleting everything remotely. Not everything, a voice said behind us. Skylar stood in the doorway holding up her phone. I've been recording every file, every deletion, every cover-up. You're working with Bennett, I realized. Was, she corrected, until I saw this. She showed us her screen, documents revealing how Bennett and Harrison had systematically destroyed careers, including her sister's. 3 minutes, Amelia warned. Footsteps echoed in the hallway. Go, Skylar said. I'll stall them. Why help us now? Because you were right. Someone needs to stop them. I grabbed the USB just as Harrison's voice boomed outside. Check every room. Exit route compromised, Amelia reported urgently. Guards on every floor. Not every floor, Addison said, opening a window. The garden terrace is right below us. My heart pounded as I looked down. That's insane. 2 choices, Jordan. Jump or jail. Voices approached the study. I grabbed Addison's hand. Ready? She nodded. We climbed out just as the door burst open, Harrison's shout following us into the night air. The terrace rushed up to meet us and we rolled on impact. Run! Addison pulled me up as alarms blared above. We sprinted through the garden, reaching Julia's waiting car. Did you get it? She asked as we dove in. I held up the USB, breathing hard. Everything. Good, Amelia's voice came through. Because Bennett just made his biggest mistake. What? He tried to hack my system, left a digital trail straight to every account, every conspiracy, every crime. Send it all, I said. Every news outlet, every federal agency. Already done, Julia smiled. And this time, no deals. My phone buzzed one last time. Check your father's hospital account. The balance read 0.0. Rain pounded against the windows of the federal building as I watched Bennett being led into the interrogation room, his designer suit replaced by prison orange. His eyes met mine through the one-way glass, somehow knowing exactly where I stood. Ready? Julia asked, files tucked under her arm. I nodded, following her into the room. Well, well, Bennett smiled, hands cuffed to the table. The prodigal daughter and her accomplice. Actually, Addison stepped in behind us. That would be me. His smile faltered. You're making a mistake, all of you. Like the mistake of falsifying medical bills, I slapped down hospital documents, or laundering money through patient accounts. Everything I did was business. Was it business when you blacklisted your own daughter? I pushed another file forward. Or when you threatened my father's care? You have no proof. Wrong. Amelia's voice came through the speakers, and the wall screen flickered to life. We have everything. Transaction records, emails, video meetings, years of corruption played out in high definition. Impossible, Bennett whispered. Harrison deleted. Harrison? Skylar walked in, badge glinting. He's been singing to the FBI for hours. Turns out your loyal attack dog kept his own insurance policy. You're wearing a wire, Bennett realized. Have been for weeks. Skylar placed a recorder on the table. Ever since you threatened my sister. Bennett lunged forward, but the handcuffs held him back. I built this company. I made all of you. No. I leaned in close. You destroyed people, and now it's your turn. The door opened again. A federal agent entered with more files. Sir, we've found the offshore accounts. All of them. Bennett's face went ash grey. Oh, and Dad? Addison smiled sweetly. The board just voted. Unanimous decision to remove you permanently. They're announcing it at today's press conference, which starts in... I checked my watch. 5 minutes. You can't do this to me, he snarled. I still have connections. Had connections, Julia corrected. Amazing how quickly people abandon a sinking ship. My phone buzzed. A news alert. Tech CEO Bennett Graham indicted on multiple federal charges, corporate corruption ring exposed. It's over, I said, standing. The truth is out. The truth? Bennett laughed bitterly. You think this is justice? This is revenge, plain and simple. You're no better than me. No. I showed him my phone's screen, a photo of my father finally getting the treatment he needed. This is justice. The difference is, I didn't do it for power. I did it to protect people from men like you. Sir, the federal agent stepped forward. It's time for your transfer. As they led Bennett away, he called over his shoulder. Watch your back, Jordan. Some games never end. No, Addison said firmly. This one does. Outside, reporters swarmed the steps. Cameras flashed as Bennett was led to a waiting police car. Ready to face the press? Julia asked. I looked at our unlikely team. Addison, Amelia monitoring through our earpieces, Skylar with her evidence, Julia with her legal files. Actually, I smiled, I have somewhere more important to be. The hospital? Addison guessed. Dad's waiting. Want to come meet him? She hesitated, then nodded, tears in her eyes. As we left, my phone buzzed one last time. An email from Harrison. You missed something important. Tomorrow 9 a.m. Don't be late. The game wasn't over after all. The morning sun streamed through the windows of Harrison's empty office as I sat across from him, Addison by my side. His usual confident demeanour was gone, replaced by something that looked almost like regret. Before they take me in, he pushed a thick envelope across the desk. You need to see this. Inside were photos, dozens of them. Bennett with politicians, judges, tech moguls, all time-stamped, all compromising. Insurance policy? I asked. Protection. Harrison sighed. Bennett wasn't the mastermind. He was just another player in a bigger game. The tech coalition, Addison breathed. They're all connected. Why show us this? I demanded. Because they're coming for you next, he leaned forward. Think about it. You exposed Bennett too easily. They let you win. My phone buzzed. Amelia. He's right. Just found something in the encrypted files. Conference call in 10 minutes between all major tech CEOs. They're closing ranks, Skylar said from the doorway. Board members are getting nervous. Harrison stood. Federal agents will be here soon for me, but remember, Bennett was just the beginning. The real power players, they're still out there. So what's our move? Addison asked as security escorted Harrison out. I looked at the photos, then at my phone showing a message from Julia. DA's office offering you a job. Corporate fraud division. We keep fighting, I said. But this time, we do it legally. From the inside. Count me in. Skylar pulled up a chair. I've got dirt on half the tech board members in the city. And I've got their digital footprint, Amelia chimed through our earpieces. Dad's network is still intact, Addison added. They trust me. I can be our eyes and ears. My phone lit up with another message from my father. Proud of you, kiddo. Now finish what you started. I gathered the photos, thinking of Bennett in his prison cell, of Harrison's warnings of all the people still being crushed by corporate greed. You know this makes us targets, Skylar warned. We already were, I said. But now? We're ready for them. Julia burst in, breathless. They're moving. Emergency board meetings at every major tech company in the city. They're trying to bury everything. Let them try. I held up Harrison's photos. We've got something better than evidence. We've got the truth. And a plan, Amelia added, sending files to our phones. Every corrupt deal, every illegal transaction, all ready to go public. But this time, Addison smiled, we're not just exposing them. We're changing the system, I finished, from the ground up. My phone buzzed one final time, an unknown number. Ready to play with the big kids? B? I showed the others, watching their determined faces. Send it, Skylar said. All of it. Addison nodded. I pressed send on Amelia's files, watching as headlines began flooding in. Major tech corruption exposed. Industry-wide investigation launched. They'll come for us, Julia warned. Good, I said, standing at the window, watching the sunrise over the city skyline. Let them come. We're not hiding anymore. Because sometimes the biggest victory isn't in taking down one corrupt leader. It's in showing others they can fight back too. Ready? I asked my team. Their answers came without hesitation. Ready. The real work was just beginning. And this time we weren't just playing their game. We were changing the rules.